What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. A slow continuation from where we left off yesterday, although we did go in depth on the XRP charts as well as the S&P 500. We've been tracking some very interesting movements within most of these cryptocurrencies, and I'd like to continue off from where we were just yesterday. Specifically looking at XRP, as you guys can see here, we had the clear rejection off top resistance. We had a very interesting symmetrical triangle forming off a downtrend, and then we broke bullish by some odd reason, swung all the way up to top resistance here, retested this with a reversal doji candle, and immediately reversed downwards. I was very surprised to see that we had actually broken bullish from this, because this typically has a bearish bias here. Typically this is what happens, although we had a bull trap, sorry, not what I wanted to draw. We had a bull trap like this, and then immediately reversed down and have come back down to retest 33 cents as I expected. At some point or another, I just figured we'd go down to 33 cents. And I also am a strong believer we are going to see very soon a 30 cent to 31 cent retest before we see any sort of subtle reversal to the upside here. So before we see 40 cents, I expect to see 30 cents on XRP. And this applies to a lot of these cryptos. Sideways trading has taken over Ethereum for right now. Sideways movement, nothing really too... Nothing to really be too focused on here. I am going to delete these though for the most part. You can see that we are skewing lower though, and you can see that also takes place within Bitcoin, trading sideways inside its sideways channel. We're pretty much waiting and focusing on the S&P, waiting for the S&P to make its final move to really, instill that movement within the most of the cryptocurrencies. Here you can see we did exactly what was planned here, rejected off top resistance. I'm glad I didn't buy in. Had I have bought in at this level up here, I would have been down over 8%, or well, now it's about 6%, but we were at a peak 8% down. So I'm glad that I did wait a little bit here. I did expect to see this correction to the downside. I don't think it's over yet, and I'm just trying to figure out why we're kind of hung up down at the bottom here. Maybe it was because we're nearing oversold. We're no longer at oversold on the weekly charts here, or sorry, on the 4-hour charts here, so I'm not sure why we're kind of just trending sideways, but I do believe very soon that we are going to continue this correction to the downside, and I'll explain more about this in a minute with you guys on the S&P. Before I dive into the technical analysis though, before we get on with today's video, I just want to let you guys know I did drop a new video on my second channel. Make sure to go check this out. It's right here, how rebuilding a supercard made these brothers millionaires, which is quite interesting. I spent all day yesterday. I stayed up to like 10:30 p.m. Worked from 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning to get this video out, and I was finally able to edit it and get it all up to my standard and everything needed for today, for this morning. I wanted it to come out today before New Year's came out, so I didn't want to post it on those days so that you guys can check it out. So make sure to go do that. Link is down in the description below. It's a really cool video. I've noticing a trend that you guys are liking and enjoying videos that I make in regards to kind of successful people's stories or self-made stories, which are these guys. This is a really cool story too, but make sure to check that out. Link in the description. Make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, first and foremost, top 10 cryptos. Markets are sliding lower, down 0.76%. Not too bad. We are kind of teeter-tottering and slowly pulling lower, which honestly is not a big deal to say the least here. The reason that I expect that we're slowly scaling down and not really moving much quicker is mainly because of the S&P 500. The reason crypto is moving sideways and stagnant is because we're seeing that same thing happen on the S&P 500. Now, XRP is acting a little bit indifferent. We are actually falling. We have fallen the past 3 days on the XRP charts here. You can see from the top here, we've actually fallen a total of almost 10.5% here, and I believe this is going to continue down to about 30 cents before we see any sort of big movements. The reason I believe this is because we have a massive resistance level taken over. The XRP charts, you can see this is on the weekly. I think the monthly is just going to skew things a little bit more, but you can kind of see the pattern here. That for the most part, XRP has had a massive descending triangle forming, slowly but surely pushing us down to our bottom support here, which we're trying to find. Now, obviously, we actually didn't bounce as high, nearly as high as we did before. The first bounce that we had in 2018 shot us up to almost $3. Then we had this lawsuit, which is kind of suppressing people, suppressing some people in the market to allow us to go up that high. But even then, we do have lows of about, I'd say, 17 cents. And it is possible that the price of XRP could see a low down to 17 cents before we see movement. But the thing that I'm noticing is back in 2017, 2018, we had a massive correction, which was from 17 to 20, 18 to 20, which is about, I'd say, 2 years, and then we can bring up the bullish run that took place in 2021, so maybe 3 years on par. This has started in 2021 here, so 3 years, and then it's 2024. We're now entering 2023. There might be a little bit more movement before we see 24, and you can kind of see the pattern that we're having here. Like if we extend this out, we make this movement here, and then we see the breakout to the upside. Notice the similarities now consistently, where we have a major downtrend, then we have this sideways trading, then we have the bull run, downtrend, sideways trading, bull run. So you can see consistently what it is that I'm waiting for. Truly, I'm waiting for this movement right here in the middle. When we do end up actually breaking up. You can see this does take a while before we see any sort of, big jump to the upside here, but ideally this took almost a year. This little consolidation we had here month to month. So to expect this to happen here would easily bring us into, mid to the end of 2023, which is on par with the market movements here. And I do believe that these markets are cyclical and they have 3 waves, which take a total of about 4 years to happen. And looking on the weekly, what we're waiting for is to eventually break us out of this downtrend. We've been in the bear market. We're waiting for a breakout and the cool off period, which allows us to just trade sideways. It pretty much solidifies a bottom and allows us to kind of float like this until we get the injection in volume that swings us to the upside, which I believe would come in 24. But it does take a while, obviously. It does take some time to happen here, and we have to just be patient short term. But you can see we've continued to reject off this downtrend. It's been a continued pattern for its entirety, much closer recently than before, which means we're getting very close to breaking out of it, which is good. Not necessarily a bull run, but breaking out of it. You can see we've had numerous retests recently. And I think very soon we are actually going to solidify that and break through it. Not necessarily a bull run to the upside, but we could easily see a retest of 40, 50, 60 cents on XRP in that cool-off period here. And that's really what we're waiting for. So, we do have shorts open on XRP. We did recently get stopped out, but, we are still assuming that we are going to be correcting lower. Or you can wait, patiently and wait for this to break through 33 cents before you put a short position in. Totally up to you, but I do believe strongly that is where the dip's coming. Moving on, Ethereum is continuing to sideways trade. I'm honestly going to kind of skip over Ethereum and Bitcoin here, mainly because they're doing the exact same thing. I mean, their RSI looks the same, their volume looks the same, their trades look the same. So I do believe in the fact that we are going to see a swing to the downside here. Truly, I believe we are going to see a swing to the downside, no matter, who knows how long that's going to take, but I do believe that is going to come. Now, moving forward from this, I do believe what we're waiting for Ethereum and Bitcoin is the S&P. This has really been the leader recently in where we expect to see the cryptos move to, and I do believe that we are still on a path of uncertainty and a path of bearish correction here. Typically, every single time we fall and or retest to this top resistance, we've seen some pretty substantial drops in the price. So I'm just kind of giving you guys my take on this. We've seen a 13% drop from the first retest of a high. We've seen a 19% drop from the second retest of the high, and a 16% drop from the third retest of the high. Flash forward to today, we're now currently down about 7. So I'd say on average between 13, 16, and 19 is about 16%. A 16% drop could swing us down to about here. And if we want to say it conservatively, 13 would be almost identical with where I project to see this drop actually take us to. So conservatively, if we want to take the conservative outlook, not the medium, conservatively, I hope that it brings us down, and then caps us out at about 3,500 points. That scales to the bottom here, and we can move on from them. Notice the difference, unlike the previous bottoms that we've seen in the past year. Each time we hit a top resistance and fell, it was lower than the last one. So this previous correction right here was lower than this one. And then this correction after retest was lower than the last one. We've just started this right now. So there's a chance that we could end right here, or we could end right here. I don't know. If this is continued, then I'm not entirely sure where we're going to move to. It might be something like this. I don't know. But if not, then I do believe we could just double bottom and solidify the bottom and then see a movement to the upside here. That's truly what I'm waiting for. But ideally, I am still a strong believer that a short is to come and a correction to the downside is to come. And that's what we need to wait on and hold off on first. Wait for this dip to happen. I think this is just consolidation right now, but I do think that we are going to scale lower. It's actually the first time we've seen a lot of this consolidation in this area here. There hasn't really been much of that before. but I do believe that a retest down to 3,700 and then potentially 3,500 is coming. So we have to see, because this is not screaming a double bottom just yet. So just be patient. With that being said, make sure to check out Bityard, the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange that I like to use here on the channel. Buy long, sell short, trade cryptocurrencies, stop losses, take profits. Everything you can possibly think of is an option here if you check out Bityard. They even have a demo account, and they do offer XRP, which not many exchanges offer. If you do sign up with the link down in the description and click mystery box once you sign up, completely free, you can actually earn free cryptocurrency right here. As they say, get free crypto. So make sure to check that out. With that all being said, make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, check out my second channel video, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.